Hi Leo, welcome to May. This is Teresa from Tarot by T. And before I start your reading, I want to talk about the astrology. So Pluto, which has been in Aquarius at 0 degrees, is going retrograde on the 1st of May. Then we have a full moon eclipse in Scorpio on May 5th. On May 7th, Venus moves into Cancer. On May 16th, Mercury, which has been retrograde, is going direct on the 16th, and Jupiter moves into Taurus. Then on the 19th, we have a new moon in Taurus. On the 20th, Mars moves into your sign, so you're going to be energized starting on the 20th. And then on the 21st, the Sun moves into Gemini. And we'll talk about that later. Let's see what the cards say for Leo. What does Leo need to know about love and relationships for the month of May 2023? What does Leo need to know? About May. Love and relationships for May 2023. Okay, let's see what we get. The High Priestess. The Seven of Cups, the Eight of Pentacles, the Magician, the Judgment, the Eight of Wands, the Two of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, and the Temperance card. And the card at the bottom of the deck is the Three of Wands. Okay, so there are two people you're thinking about, but, well, we'll get into it. All right, the High Priestess is about things, following your intuition. It's about taking time out to think and to meditate and to listen to that inner voice. So if you're trying to make a decision about a relationship, try to calm your mind. Don't overthink things, but take time out and really think. What is it that I really want? What is it that I really need to do? The High Priestess can represent, things that are hidden, things that are behind the veil. But it also means following your intuition, following that inner voice. You could be interested in someone who you see as very spiritual or intuitive. You have the Seven of Cups here, so I feel like you have more than one option. The Seven of Cups can represent being stuck in the choices. You're dreaming about what you want in a relationship and thinking about, well, if I take this road, if I take this path, or if I go with this person, this is how it'll be. If I go with that person, that's how it will be. But you're not really taking action. I feel like it's time to take action, to get out of your head and start to make a choice. Drop your guard, make a decision. You have the Eight of Pentacles here, so things have been good in your career. I feel like you may be taking a different direction or taking your career in a new direction. The Eight of Pentacles, because it represents the apprentice, or being on the beginning stages where you're learning new things, and you may not be making, so if you've changed careers or if you just started a new job, you're focused on your career right in the past, and you're very talented. You have the Magician card here. This is a card of manifestation. And you have the Three of Wands, which is a card of seeing the results of your work. So I feel for some of you, I know this is a love reading, but there's also career things, so I have to say, you're starting to see the results. People are recognizing your talent, and you're starting to branch out and connect with more people. And that's possibly going to affect your love life in some way, where you can manifest. If you're not in a relationship, you can manifest a relationship through the networking, through the groups that you belong to and connecting with people. I feel like out of that environment, and possibly even through work, you might be working as part of a team on a project, and it's through your connections with people that will bring new love into your life. If you're already in a relationship, you've got this Two of Swords here. This is a card of being on the fence. I feel like you could have had a falling out with someone, but you're not speaking. I feel like with the Two of Swords, there's not enough communication between the two parties. And each person is waiting for the other person to take action. So you may be thinking, well, I don't want to go out on a limb and tell this person how I feel. They need to come to me. And they may be saying the same thing. Well, I'm not going to go out and risk rejection. I want them to come to me. So somebody has to break the ice. And you being a Leo, you have to be the leader. I feel like you could be dealing, because this Queen of Wands energy could be your energy. You could be dealing with an earth sign, because you have the Queen of Pentacles in your environment. So some of you might be dealing with a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, or someone with that energy in their chart. The Queen of Pentacles as a person, even if you forget the signs, is someone who is very talented, can be a little bit materialistic at times. I mean, they work really hard for the money. Money makes them feel secure. Their possessions make them feel safe. So they work hard for the things that they value. And sometimes they don't value themselves enough. Sometimes they have a lot of talent, but they don't see it. Other people have to let them know, like, hey, you're really talented. Now, this Queen is facing the past. So I feel like there's someone from your past that might be thinking about you. Maybe you're trying to decide, should I reconnect? Because especially with Mercury retrograde this month. I feel like you're going through some changes. You have the Judgment card here. The Judgment is about a rebirth, an awakening. So you've been working on yourself, and you've had some kind of spiritual awakening, or if you haven't, you will, because this is coming up into the future. I feel like you're going to have some type of realization or awakening where you're going to realize, I need to work on myself. I need to strengthen, work on my flaws. Like, you're going to realize what you need to do to change yourself and your life. Judgment card is like being the agent of change, realizing like, if I'm just sitting around waiting for someone to come offer me something, it's not going to happen. I have to make change happen. And you have the ability to do that. You have the Magician. The Magician creates through the power of thought. The Magician has all the tools they need to manifest anything they want. They just have to believe in themselves and believe it's like creative visualization. You have to see it. You have to believe that it's possible. And you can manifest. It's a card of manifestation. But you have to know what you want before you can manifest it. So right now, I feel like you start the month off trying to figure out what you want. I don't think you really know right now. There's too many options, and you have to narrow it down. And that's why you have to take time out to think, what do I really want? What would make me really happy? Not that anything could, I shouldn't phrase it that way, because nothing can make you happy. Happiness is an inside job. But what would be the right relationship for me? What would be the right type of person that I could really enjoy, their company, and we can have fun together? You have to know yourself before you can know what you want. So that's why I feel like you need to take that time and do that meditation, do that inner work. And that's what this High Priestess, the High Priestess wants to reveal certain things to you. But you have to quiet your mind to hear that voice. And once you start to hear that, then you start working on yourself. The Judgment is about having that illumination, that satori. You realize, oh, now I see it. I know what I need to do. I know what I need to do. The Judgment usually comes up when you change jobs or you change relationships. It's like you're developing into a new person. So your needs are changing. And so whatever you might have wanted in the past is no longer fulfilling. Now you're wanting new things because of the new person that you've become. So I see you developing. You're in this transition period. And then you have the Eight of Wands, which is the card of opportunity, news coming in, doors opening up, messages of love. I feel like you might get some kind of communication that's giving you hope. So either you're the one reaching out or someone else might reach out. But I have a feeling it's got to be you. especially if you're dealing with a pentacle, with an earth sign. Earth signs are not, they're better at responding than initiating. Whereas fire, you have more courage. So I think you have to tap into your courage and you have to be the one to initiate. But if you have that courage, and you do, the Eight of Wands can mean things happening quickly, doors opening up, opportunity coming in, flying in. In your negative thinking, you have this Two of Swords. This is about dropping your guard and being vulnerable. So maybe you need to let someone know how you feel. Maybe you've been afraid to be vulnerable in a relationship, and it's keeping the two of you apart. Maybe if you would drop your guard and say, hey, this is how I really feel, it might shift things in a new direction. In your wish fulfillment, I have the Queen of Wands. So I feel like that could be your energy. Either that or you're dealing with an Aries and a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sag. But I feel like it's more your energy because this Queen is looking to the future. And I feel like you know what you're going to come to a point of realization this month where you're going to know what you want. And then you have to tap into the Queen of Wands energy. The Queen of Wands energy is someone who goes after what they want. She knows what she wants and she goes after it. And this can be male or female or any gender. You know, it's just the energy. The personality of the Queen of Wands is a go-getter. I want this. I know what I want, and I'm not going to let anything stop me. I'm going to be a bulldozer, and I'm just going to go get it. You know, I'm not going to let fear stop me. I'm not going to let competition stop me. I'm just going to go for it. And you have the Temperance card as an outcome. The Temperance is a card where you're being guided by, it's the card by spiritual forces. So if you do any kind of meditation, if you ask, you know, if you do any kind of prayer or connecting to source or whatever you consider as God, whatever your spiritual belief is, the Temperance represents divine guidance. Like you might be feeling called to go in a certain direction. The Temperance is also telling you that whoever you're attracted to, you're very different. You're not, you know, you're compatible, but you're also very different. And you have to learn how to compromise. Now, Leo is a fixed sign. And sometimes Leo can be stubborn. You know, fixed signs are like, I know what I want and I'm not budging. I'm not giving in. I'm not compromising. This is the way it's got to be. So you have to learn to meet someone halfway. You have to learn to see things from another person's perspective. To say, okay, I can't always get my needs met. I have to also defer to my partner. Sometimes I have to do what they need. And we have to find a win-win somewhere in the middle. We have to learn how to compromise and blend our energies together. That's what this card is about. It's about two people coming together and blending their energies so that what they create is greater than the two people involved. So like it's like they're giving birth to a third energy because they're combining their two energies. And you see his foot is in the water. It's tapping into spirit, tapping into your unconscious, following, you know, your intuition, and listening to the divine guidance. Like you're not just acting like an, you know, on the earth plane, like what they call base desires, you know, your physical desires. You're tapping into your divine spiritual energy and following that guidance. And so I feel like you're going to get some kind of spiritual messages this month, where you're going to feel like I know what I need to do and I feel guided to take this path. And it's going to help you clear out the confusion where you can make a decision, make the right choice, especially if you're choosing between two people. Some of you might be choosing between two people and you're not sure which one is the better person. Listen to your divine guidance. Quiet your mind. Meditate. How does that person make you feel? How do I feel when I'm with this person? Am I happy? Am I sad? Do they care about my happiness? Do I feel fulfilled? Do I feel, you know, what do I feel? Do I feel frustrated? Do I feel resentful? Ask yourself, how do I feel? And that will help you make a decision. And listen to that inner guidance. But you have the Three of Wands here, which is a card of the ships coming in. The work that you're going to do this month is going to produce results. And I think results that you're going to be happy with. As a matter of fact, things may start to heat up with the Eight of Wands where things are happening too quickly. Like, you may be like, I'm not ready for this. This is like, you know, it's almost like, I know what I want. You put a wish out there, and then all of a sudden it starts to happen, and you're like, oh my God, I wasn't expecting this. I wasn't ready for this. You know, so be ready because things are changing, and in a good way. because you're finally coming into who you are, knowing who you are, changing who, like you know what you need to work on to manifest your desires and your dreams, and you're going to start manifesting. Things are going to start happening. So get ready. So let's see what the angels have to say for Leo. What does Leo need to know? Let's see what the angels. What's the message from the angels? Pick a card, any card. Dreams. This is a wondrous time of healing and positive transformation. Embrace life each moment and keep focused on your dreams. Retain the purity of your vision, and you will draw success to you. All you ever wished for, even those which seemed a distant dream, are about to manifest. This is perfect for this card spread. And the other thing I want to say about judgment, there may be an element of forgiveness coming up for a relationship where you might have to forgive someone or forgive yourself even. So don't become too judgmental. Let the past go. Bless it, forgive it. Today is a new day. Start the day fresh. You can't repeat, the past is gone. Whatever, it's water over the dam, under the bridge, whatever. You can't dwell on the past. And you can't repeat the past. You have the present to work with so that you can ensure your future. Every step you do today is creating your future. So work on yourself and you will change your life in a positive way. And don't ever give up on your dreams. I feel like, with Mercury retrograde, you could be connecting with someone from the past. Or at least having some type of resolution. But let's see let's look at the astrology. So Leo, you have a full moon eclipse in your 4th house. So something is coming to completion with the moon in the 4th and the sun in your 10th house of career with Mercury and Uranus. I feel like there's a balance. You're having a struggle between work-life balance. What's happening at the home and what's happening in my career. I have to blend my energy. Like maybe if you've been focused on career, your relationships are hurting. If you're focusing on relationships, your career is hurting. But at this full moon, you're going to see what you need to do. The full moon, the moon in the 4th house is very emotional. And in Scorpio, it's revealing something that possibly relates to your early childhood. Maybe you're realizing certain things about your upbringing and how you've been programmed to react in relationships, to choose relationships based on your early childhood programming. With the sun conjunct Uranus, there could be some surprise developments in your career. With Uranus, you never know. It could be sudden opportunity, sudden career change. You might go off in a different direction altogether. With Mercury, you might hear from someone that you used to work with in the past. Someone from the past, usually with Mercury is with Uranus. So it could mean a message comes in unexpectedly. You hear from someone that you haven't talked to in a long time. Or you revisit an idea that you once had and you're reworking it and tweaking it, making it better. Your Mercury and Uranus coming together can bring a brilliant idea your way. Suddenly, you have this moment of, hey, now I know what I need to do. I suddenly see it now. I realize it. Uranus, you never know. You can't predict what Uranus is going to bring. It's going to be unexpected, but it's going to free you from anything that's been holding you back and make your life more exciting. So if you've been in a dull situation where you feel like a soul-sucking job or a relationship that's just not going anywhere, Uranus can bring a sudden development that pulls you out of that situation so that you could start living your best life. You have Mars in Cancer in the 12th house. So you might have been feeling low energy. I don't have the energy to go after what I want. I just want to be home. I just want to be isolated. I want to do a lot of, it's a dark night of the soul thing with the 12th house. Maybe you're needing rest. You're needing to heal. But when Mars trines the moon and the sun, it's going to sextile the sun and trine the moon. It could bring, it's a good time to work on psychological issues. And it could bring things that were hidden to the surface. So anything that you were trying that you weren't seeing, maybe just, you were blind to certain things. You're going to start to realize certain things and realize how you need to take action, what you need to heal. Maybe you need healing within yourself. Mars and Cancer. Maybe you need to learn how to nurture yourself, to heal yourself. Maybe you've been all work and no play. and haven't been taking time out to do some fun things. So that's all going to come up. Mercury and the North Node are in your 10th house, so your career is definitely in focus at this full moon eclipse. And it's sextile Saturn in the 8th house. There could be some financial, the 8th house can represent other people's money, inheritance, paying off debts, taxes. It could be a loan from a bank. If you're dependent on funding from someplace, that could have an influence. But I feel like with the North Node in the 10th house, you may be signing a contract that leads to greater financial security. So you might get, a job offer that pays more. Or you might be shifting your career in some way where you're in a new position and you have more responsibility or more, you're communicating more, you're having ideas. I feel like if you've been in a stagnant situation, the energy is going to shift. Whether it's a relationship or a career path, the energy is shifting, but in a positive way. You have Venus in the 11th, sextile Jupiter in the 9th. You could be connecting with someone from a distance. Someone either from a distance, someone who's a friend, like a friendship could turn to love, but it could be a long distance relationship, or it could be someone who comes into your life to teach you certain things or to expand maybe you travel together. Maybe this person says, hey, I want to connect with you romantically, but I want you to be with me when I travel, So that could be a thing that happens. Pluto is in the 7th house, so your relationships are transforming in a big way. You could have some power struggles with relationships because Pluto brings powerful people your way. So you could be dealing with people and you're learning how to set boundaries. You're learning how to deal with power, not to let someone have power over you. Sometimes Pluto can bring major changes through relationship where you feel like you're a new person, you're reborn, you're transforming in some way. Chiron's in the 9th house, so if you have any healing to do around education, maybe you need to go back to school and get that degree if you feel insecure about not having the training, or get some training so that you can feel more confident. With Venus sextile with Jupiter, you're going to have an opportunity for love, and it may come through your social network, through your friends, the groups that you belong to, so get out and socialize. The only problems I see are maybe when it comes to finances. Just if you have any debts that need to be paid, you need to pay off your debts. Or look at your investments. Maybe you need to figure out how to invest money. Because you have Neptune in the 8th house, and that can bring confusion or deception about finances, but it's not your money, it's other people's money. So if you're starting a new job, make sure that the new company is financially secure. Or if someone is promising you something, like especially a partner is saying, promising you something that involves money, make sure you read the fine print before you sign on the dotted line, especially because Mercury is going retrograde. But Mars sextile Uranus is bringing unexpected opportunity. And I feel like you can be freed of some psychological baggage, or some truths may come to the surface at this time, because the full moon always shines a light on things. So you're going to see the truth, and then you're going to realize where you need to take action. You may not have the energy you may have to do some healing first before you're ready to take action. But if at the full moon you realize what you need to heal and you start to work on that, then we have this new moon, which is coming in your 10th house. That could be a new job, and it's conjunct Uranus. So surprise developments in either a job, a career path, even a life direction. So like you could decide to commit to a partnership and get married. It could be, going from single to married, married to single, but it's going to be sudden. And again, it could be something from behind, like, because you have Mars in the 12th house. It's behind the scenes, something happening behind the scenes. And you may have a power struggle with a partner because Pluto's in the 7th house. So you could have something may finally come to the surface. If you've been frustrated about something, if you've been suppressing your anger or your frustration, you may have a little blow up at this time. But it's good. It'll clear the air. You're going to see the truth, and you have a chance to have a new beginning. Mars is trining Neptune. So I think that's positive for your financial situation. You might have a new job that pays more, or you're going to be bringing in more money. You can pay off some debt or taxes, get your finances in order, maybe even something that involves investments. Now, Venus is in Cancer, and it's in your 12th house, and it's trining Saturn in the 8th house. So you may have a secret crush on someone that you could really have, and with Saturn in the 8th, if you could overcome your fear of intimacy, so it's either you or the other person, you could have a stable relationship with this person. There could be an age difference, but one of you is afraid of connecting, or they could be like you're afraid to tell them how you feel. If you could overcome that fear and tell them, look, this is how I feel, it could change the relationship in a positive way. I feel like there's opportunity. I mean, you got Jupiter's moving into Taurus on the 16th. So, and that's in your career sector. So Jupiter's bringing you opportunity in career. It may get you out of your comfort zone, but it's going to bring you more security, more financial security. I feel like it could be a job offer that pays more money, or a chance to do work that you really love and to make a difference. So believe in yourself. Don't let insecurity stand in the way. If a job opportunity comes up, don't feel like, well, I don't have the credentials, get the credentials. Don't let fear hold you back. And if you have feelings for someone, maybe it's time to let them know how you feel. Speak up. I feel like there could be, if there's a power struggle, it could be around a career situation. So don't go over the top. Don't get angry. Don't let anger get the best of you. Just count to 10 before you react, because the Pluto-Mars energy is very powerful and volatile. And with Jupiter squaring it, you could have a tendency to overreact and speak too much, or, just go over the top. So if something happens that really triggers you, count to 10 before you respond, before you send that email, write the email and then think about it before you hit send, because you don't want to open up a can of worms. When Mars and Pluto come together, it's like nuclear warfare. I mean, so you want to be careful how you handle anything that comes up at this time. But for the most part, I feel like there's going to be a positive new beginning, especially in your career. And it may come out of the blue. You may not be expecting it. So if there's a new job and you decide I'm out of here, I'm moving to a new job. And then your employer is freaking out what do you mean? You can't leave? I mean, it could be something like that. Or it could even be a relationship where you're out of there and all of a sudden the relationship's hey, So things are going to come to a head. But I think that any new beginnings that you start at this new moon are going to be positive for you. There's going to be an opportunity that's going to shift the energy dynamic in relationships. So look forward to that. Just the only thing I want to say, whatever you're creating at this time with this new moon, it can be in place for a long time. It can bring you stability and security. And if it's a relationship, it'll be someone that you can be with for, go the distance with. If it's a career opportunity, it could bring you financial security and stability. Just don't be afraid of the changes. It may come unexpectedly. And you may be, you may not be expecting it, and all of a sudden here's this opportunity, and then you have to act. And you may be a little bit afraid, oh, I'm not ready for this. Don't let fear hold you back from opportunity. That's all I have to say. Go after your dreams. Go after your goals, because this is your time. It's a time for you to be noticed and seen for everything that you do in the world, all your talents. You can manifest a goal that you've wanted to manifest for a long time. So go for it. That's what I'm saying. So that's my forecast. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, leave a comment. Click on the like button. Click on the subscribe button. If you'd like a private reading, click on the link in the description box. It'll take you to my website. We can get you on the schedule. In the meantime, have a wonderful May, and I'll talk to you again next month. Okay, bye now.